Hey folks, it's Kurt from Victory Outdoor Sports, and today I'd like to give you a small product demonstration on how to build a jig with your HEVI-BEADS system. And you're going to need a few tools to get started. You will need a heavy tool, and you're going to need some HEVI-BEADS, of course, a heavy band. You're going to need a small piece of marabou quill, a pair of scissors, and I want to point out here I have a jig style hook without a lead head. And speaking of lead, we all know that eventually we're all going to become lead free, and this will give us an ability to be environmentally safe and still have the weight necessary to get down. Any of these jigs can be built in, this is an 8mm bead, but 10s and down to a 6, depending upon what species you're looking to fish for. But today we're going to assume we're fishing for steelhead. So let's get started. And simply what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my heavy bead and place it onto my heavy tool. Next, what I'll do is I'll take a heavy band and I'm going to fold it in half. And what I want to do here is hook it onto my heavy tool, and I'm going to slide that bead over the band. It's going to look something like that. Okay. Next, what I like to do is place it into my heavy vise. And I want to clip that enough so it doesn't slide. And I'm going to stretch both of these bands across the post. And that'll give you the ability to move that bead onto the band. Next, what we're going to do is introduce our marabou. And I'd like to slide that bead as close to that loop as I can get it. And what I'll do here is try to slide this marabou quill on top of the band. There we go. And pull it through. Now what I'm looking for is somewhere length of marabou quill to about the length of the hook shaft. About 1.5 times the length, somewhere in there. Okay, from here we're finished with our heavy vise. We're going to take it out of the heavy vise. And now what we're going to do is introduce this hook. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place that hook through that loop, and I'm going to bring it around to that 90-degree bend. We're going to go back to the heavy vise and place that hook into the clip, and that just gives me a hands-free way to separate the quill here. And I just want to draw back on the band and hold the bead, and I want to slowly just draw that in. I don't want to go all the way yet. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to fluff up that marabou quill, try and disguise that hook a bit, kind of draw that around. Okay, and from here I'm just going to slowly just pinch that and draw it tight right up to that hook shaft. Okay, next we're just going to take a pair of scissors without cutting my leader, and I'm going to trim away that extra material. Now what we've done is we've built ourselves a steelhead jig in a matter of seconds. We have a very nice horizontal position of that hook, and as you can see, I've got one soaking here, and all of these were built the same way. Having something that looks like this gives me the ability to leave it in my tackle box, and at any time I'm able to swap out a color or swap out a size, and I don't have to retie. And that's going to be a real blessing to all of our steelheaders that are out there in the middle of January and not having to retie hooks, but given the ability to just change out colors in a matter of seconds. So here I've got a heavy bead jig that I built. I don't know if you can see that too well, but we'll try. You see it's got great action. Falls just right. Just the right speed. And if you can see here, if I can get it to turn, it's a great horizontal position, meaning very well balanced. So it'll hang just perfectly level. So really that's it. Simple way to jig build with your HEVI-BEADS system. And good luck out there, and fish on with HEVI-BEADS.